Hello and welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts Shipyard Champions. What is this ship that I've designed here? Well, it's for this week's challenge by Stealth 17. So this challenge came in two parts, and the first part basically just told us to design a 1935 German Battlecruiser with a budget of 2 billion and share it on the Discord. That was it. That was all we were told. So I assumed that, this ship that I'm designing will probably have to be controlled by the AI. So I designed a ship that I think the AI should do decently well in. It's very uncomplicated. It's got a battery of 8 16-inch guns, and that's it. No secondaries. And the reason for no secondaries is because, well, secondary guns have crew. Crew is expensive. Even at training level 67, seasoned, crew can be quite expensive. And the more crew you have, the more expensive it is. And if you're running cramped quarters, well, your crew becomes a little bit cheaper because there's less of it. But if a big portion of that crew is housed in secondary gun mounts, which cannot have as much protection as the main guns or any like systems within the citadel or conning tower, you will take a lot of crew losses and your ship might surrender. So that's why I went with no secondaries whatsoever. Also went with the decently conservative 32 knot top speed. Range is 10,000 kilometers, which should be enough for custom battles. I've found in testing that you burn 6,000 kilometers worth of range getting to the battle when playing custom battles, and then around 1,000 each hour in game after that. So 10,000 should be enough. Oil 2, natural boilers, gear turbines, again to save cost, and at torp 2 again to save cost. Did not skimp on the main battery. What I should have done was to go with radar 2 rather than radar 3, because radar 2 is almost as good as radar rangefinder 3, but it is cheaper. So that's my one regret when designing this ship. Standard shells, I assumed this would be used in a 1v1 match. And a lot of armor. This is seriously a chonky ship. It can penetrate its own armor because it's got those 16-inch guns with the cap ballistic too. But it should be relatively safe against most lighter guns. I have slightly reduced beam and draft, not by huge amounts, but enough to make it cheaper, just under budget. So, what will this ship be used for? Well, it will not be sailed by the AI, it will be human controlled, but it will not be controlled by me. This will be controlled by Ulayuri, and there's a link to his channel, his video in fact, in the description below. So we're gonna see how he does sailing this ship. So what am I gonna be sailing? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm just gonna pause the recording and remove this from my shared design folder so the game doesn't get confused. Well, the actual battle task of this week is we're gonna fight a British formation consisting of one battleship, a battlecruiser, 2 heavy cruisers, 4 DDs, all AI designed, while sailing a human designed battlecruiser, but not the one we made for ourselves. Sail it like you stole it. That's the name of the challenge. Your ships. Germany, 1935, one battlecruiser. Before the battle, you can randomly pick another admiral's ship from the designs folder shared on the Discord. You will use that ship to complete the challenge. if you have selected a ship, post I stole X's ship in the general chat. Nobody else can use that design anymore. So I've got a ship designed by Stealth 17. The enemy fleet is 1 battleship, a battlecruiser, 2 heavies, 4 DDs. Clear daytime 20-kilometer starting range. Scoring. You get points 2 ways. Your own performance, as well as your stolen ship's performance. Own performance. Sinking the enemy battleship is 10 points. The battlecruiser is 8 points. Each heavy cruiser is 6 points. And each DD is 2 points. Performance of the player using your ship. You get half the points of the ships that they have sunk. So, for example, if Uloiri, sailing my ship, sinks the enemy battleship in his fight, he gets 10 points, and I get 5 points for that battleship that he sunk with my ship. So, yeah. Now, let's take a look at what Stealth 17 has designed. That is a very long ship. Okay. So it's got 2 double 18-inch guns. 60 caliber, range 48 kilometers. So it's got 2 15-inch 50 caliber. And it's got some 5-inch guns. And that's it. Oil 1, diesel 2. 30 knot top speed, 42,000 tons. So it's a little bit heavier than mine. It's also got veteran crew, standard crew quarters. Single hull bottom, Citadel 5. Krupp 5. And I also went with Krupp 5 because it's cheaper by quite a bit than Modern Armor 1. Standard ratio main shells, max HE. Semi-ballistic AP shells. Okay. Let's see. Man, it's set to 160. That should be more or less what we could expect to go up against. So at 20 kilometers range, this can pen 15.8 inches of belt armor, but it has very poor deck penetration because the length has been the gun barrels have been lengthened by 20%. It gives you better belt penetration but worse deck penetration. But the pen is not that good because it's semi-ballistic. Alright. Radar 2. Hydro. Stereoscopic 5. It's got decent armor. 13 main belt. 7 main deck. Decent turret armor. What's the flash fire chance on this? Tube powder 3, TNT 4. Flash fire chance 0. Okay, yeah, it's got Citadel 5. So that will also help. Yeah, let's launch. Let's see what the enemy rolls out in. Let's see, building battleship. Yeah, it's gotta generate the AI designs. Alright, it spent a very long time designing that battlecruiser for the AI, so I wonder what kind of ship it is. It's very long, that's for sure. Already firing. Let's take a look. We are targeting the battlecruiser, which is armed with 8 19.1-inch guns in 2 double turrets forward. The battleship is armed with 15 15.2-inch guns. in 3 triple turrets. Probably the bigger threat. I'm not sure. I think the 19s will have to be Mark II in 1935. Or no, they might be Mark III, because that's a lot of range. What kind of torpedo range do the DDs have? Lots of torpedo range. Okay. Okay. What am I targeting now? I have no idea. But I would like to be targeting the Battlecruiser. Okay, sank something. Probably a DD. Partial pen. Big hit, penetration, flooding. I want to be turning here in case of torpedoes. Oh yeah, that ship is almost dead. That battlecruiser is almost dead already. Maybe I was too harsh on the gun and ammo selection on this ship. There we go. The battlecruiser is dead. Now let's kill the battleship. Now just randomly demolishing some DDs. That is the battleship I'm targeting, right? Yeah, it is. Now, I'm thinking this battlecruiser probably did not have a lot of armor. Because, well, I've been seeing some ships in the campaign designed by the AI with very, very little armor. And against those kind of ships, yeah, semi-AP, 18-inch, certainly not a bad choice. This battleship, though, might be a bit tougher. What kind of range do you have on your 15s? 26 kilometers. So I want to slow down a little bit now to cruising speed. My 15-inch guns are just in range. Sadly, both the 18s and the 15s count as main guns. So I cannot tell my 15s to fire at another target. Destroyed main tower. That's very useful. Let's see what kind of armor you have. Not too terrible. Well, you got no citadel armor. 10 inches of main belt. Should be able to pen that. 24 kilometers. Should be able to pen that, but we are at an angle. destroy the main tower again. It's been destroyed like 3 times already. I want to destroy something else now. Like maybe the turrets? 21.8 inches of turret armor. I gotta get within like 12 kilometers to do that. Yeah, my 15s actually have better deck penetration than the 18s. Destroyed main gun. Useful, very useful. So far, most of the enemy task force seems to be tethered to that battleship. Yeah, they've got cap ballistic too. Why do they have so little range? Did they shorten their barrels? Hang on, the enemy battlecruiser has been identified actually. It's sinking. Wow, that was a fast ship. That would have been very difficult to hit had it not been limited to the speed of the battleship. And it does actually have decent armor. Now, why did it sink so hard? Yeah, main belt pen by the 18s. I think, yeah, because I got a flat angle on it. Malaya is really starting to hurt now. Lauenburg, still in good shape. I'm gonna stick to kind of like this range so that my 15-inch guns can still fire. There you go, getting partial pens on the main deck. Still for quite a bit of damage because, well, 18-inch semi-armor piercing does do a lot of damage. 15s are running low on AP. What kind of armor do the cruisers have? Not that much. Just want to land a couple more hits on the battleship and then switch to the cruisers while the battleship is still afloat, limiting their speed. Destroyed 2 main guns on the Malaya now. Okay, switch to cruisers. They're not super fast, but it's still nice to have them going this slowly. That might be a kill. That is probably a kill. I'm gonna switch now and just assume that it's gonna sink. Cochrane. went down. Monmouth. Next victim. Now my 15s are down to HE only, with which they only have 20-kilometer main gun range. Let's see. 4 belt, 1.6. Main deck, 1.4. What kind of HE ammo do I have? Incendiary. Go on, there's a couple more hits. There we go. That was a couple more hits. And potentially the end of the Monmouth. There we go, Monmouth down. Now the DDs. Hopefully I can score some hits. That was a hit. You could see it was going to be a hit because it kind of deviated from the grouping. Yeah. I'm accidentally hitting the battleship a lot now, which is okay. There we go. That was the another DD. One left. That was a DD. Let's see now. Malaya still has 9 15-inch guns operational. A and B turrets have been taken out. And it's gonna sink now. Yeah, so again, the reason I kept this alive was because the way the AI works with formations is that they're all just screening the battleship. So if I slow the battleship down, and it was very slow to begin with, that means all the other ships are going to be going very slowly. So while this had a top speed of 40 knots, it didn't go at 40 knots. It went 20 with the battleship. So no like target fast speed modifier to my accuracy. Yeah, that worked. That worked very well for the battlecruiser Lauenburg. Are we done now? Or do I want to test my own ship? I think I want to test my own ship. I will be right back. And we should now be back with my own ship design. Let's see how this fares. Now, it does, yeah, because it's got to build new ships for the AI. So, we're not going to be fighting the same AI ships, sadly. So it will not be a direct comparison. Alright, that took forever. So, let's take a look at my ship. The Fritz Josef Bittenfeld. Again, named after an anime character. So, yeah. We got Cap Ballistic 2 AP shells, Incendiary HE shells, Radar 3. Again, that's probably what I... if I were to rebuild it, I would go Radar 2. And instead spend the money I saved from to increase the crew training level. Now, let's take a look at what the AI has. Is that the battlecruiser or is that a battlecruiser? I think that's the battleship. It's got 10.4-inch main guns. This might be the battlecruiser. It's got 10 16.4-inch guns. The heavier cruiser has 6 9.3-inch guns. That's a decent looking ship for the AI. Probably a lot of 4-weight offset though. And their torpedo range is 22 kilometers. What's the range of these? 29. So the battlecruiser also has torpedoes. And 17 on the battleship. So the battleship, not a threat to begin with. I'm going to focus on the battlecruiser. Because it might have the same kind of firepower as I do. Which is obviously a bit of a threat. You didn't switch automatically, did you? You did not. Sticking with the battlecruiser, and we're firing HE. That could be because it has too much armor, and I cannot pen it, or it could be because it has no armor, and HE does the job just as well. Gonna switch to AP though. And slowly start kiting away. See if we can get some of those big penetrating hits with the flooding. Okay, these cruisers are starting to annoy me. Let's deal with them first. Because this time they are not tethered to the battleship. Do they have torpedoes? Very long range 9-inch guns. Oof. Okay, I think they do not have a lot of armor because that was like a one hit kill with HE. And this is incendiary HE, which has not much pen at all. Oof, yeah. One more. We are going again with AP. Targeting the Battlecruiser. It is trending towards evening. And the DD smoke is hiding the enemy, even from my radar 3. Let's actually get some of these DDs out of the fight. They don't annoy me with their smoke. Should probably maneuver a little bit. So the torpedoes don't get me. I only have anti-torp 2. There we go, guns have turned around. And these DDs are not making themselves easy targets. No, the Battlecruiser is the one with the 10-inch guns. The battleship has the 16s. I was wrong. And the battleship has decent armor. It has very poor main deck. Let's take a look. It does actually have Citadel armor though. Capped AP, capped ballistic HE, tube powder 3, TNT 2. It's not likely to suddenly explode. Prince Consort, the Battlecruiser, has 9.9-inch armor all over basically. Tube powder 2, TNT 3, also not very explosive. And not that fast really. I'm just gonna keep focusing the battleship. I'll stick with AP. Do you have maximum bulkheads as well? Many. Many. Okay, the DDs are out of their smoke. I want to see if I can blap them now that they're in a big bunch. Should have gone cap ballistic for my HE also. You see, they do quite a lot of HE damage, but no flooding. They're smoking up again. And these DDs are not like sailing information behind the battleship like they did last time. Ugh. Oh, torpedoes. I completely forgot. Come on, let's get some good AP HE hits here. Do they have armor? They have just enough armor to resist my my HE. Should have just gone with my standard pick and went with cat ballistic HE instead of the incendiary. It's doing damage, but it's not knocking them out. There we go, out of HE. Maybe AP will actually be more effective. They're smoking up again. And they're hiding in the smoke. There we go. Decent hits finally on the minion. Then Prince Consort should be can you just stick with the target? Go on now. Let's see. Would have been so much easier if I could have just fought the ships from the last battle. It's hidden in smoke. Damage instability isn't really helping. Like, sometimes the AI actually does that. It uses the DDs with the smoke to hide the other ships, like it's doing now. Other times the DDs are just sailing around, not being very useful. Because now each time I lose sight of the enemy ships, I lose my targeting. I have to bracket them all over again. Like, maybe it was a bit too much how in Naval Arms Race the DD smoke is just removed and it's invisible again, so aiming lost. But there should at least be a limit to how many times it can be used. It's so annoying. Like, at least just shoot into the smoke. I actually do need to kill these DDs because, well, yeah. What is the recharge of that smoke? It seems like it's almost instant. Let's see if I can actually get that aiming bonus. Nope. It disappeared. It did score some hits though. Okay, we need to actually get closer. Kill those DDs. It's like the only way to kill the battleship. What kind of pen do you have? Lots of pen. You've just launched torpedoes. You've also launched torpedoes. You're completely out. And is that smoke gonna hide my target again? Or am I close enough to not be bothered by it? There we go. There we go. That should be the end of it. Quite a decently armored battleship. Is it gonna sink? Yeah, it's gonna sink. Switch target. Prince Consort with your 9 inches of armor. Can I actually score a couple of hits? Yep. Hits have been scored. Got a fresh set of torpedoes in the water. We're just gonna scissor in closer. Wait for those guns to turn around. There we go. How about that? Only 212 shells left. But at this range, I should be able to get it done. Yep, more flooding. A couple more salvos. And yeah, that was it for the Prince Consort. I'm gonna switch to the DD now. Save. There we go, flooding. That's what I was after. Actually, I want to kill the stork first. Well, did kill the stronghold. Because Stork has almost reloaded her torpedoes. and its torpedoes are in the water. So we're gonna turn. That's an advantage of building a smaller ship. Your turning radius is quite good. Come on, give me some kind of accuracy. There we go. Just as I got 9% accuracy, the accuracy got ruined, but I just wondered if these just launched their torpedoes. That looked like it was a very close miss. Finally some flooding on Stork. They're all out of torpedoes now. Was that it for the Stork? That was it for the Stork. Now the last two. Got 68 rounds left. One DD left, 54 rounds left. Can it be done? Yes, it was done. Took a bit longer. Was up against a slightly better enemy task force that was at least controlled better. The DDs actually did a very good job smoking up the capital ships, but the Bittenfeld got it done. Let's see if Ulairi got it done with the same ship in the description below. And the first ship I used for the actual scoring attempt, the Lauenberg, designed by Stealth 17. Check out his video below also, and the other ones too. Goodbye, and take care.